Hello everybody, this is Taviginariu from EliteGuitarist.com. Welcome to this new tutorial. Today's tutorial is for a piece of music entitled Remember Me or Recuérdame, and this is part of the soundtrack for the movie Coco. During this past year, the Disney Corporation and Pixar jointly released a heartwarming story about family and love and the importance of remembering those who have already passed. And I watched the movie a couple of times, and I don't think it was the air conditioning, but I really thought I actually had a couple of tears in my eyes watching this movie. It's a lovely movie. And I had the great fun and the privilege to collaborate with Cordoba Music Group in providing demonstrations for their Coco guitars. These were instruments licensed with Disney's approval, and also I demoed the replica guitar from the Coco movie made by Herman Vasquez Rubio in Los Angeles. And many have asked me to provide a tutorial for this simple and short piece of music entitled Remember Me. So here it is. It's a very simple melody accompanied by some chords, and I hope you have great fun learning it and playing it for others, whether friends or kids or family members. It's become one of the most beloved soundtracks of any of the Disney movies up to date. So without any further delay, let's get straight to work, and this is Recuérdame or Remember Me from Coco. Welcome to the first part of this tutorial. This is for Coco, Remember Me. So let's begin, and as we get ready to play this simple melody accompanied by some chords, I would like to walk through the chords first. I think this will make your life much easier when you actually get to play the melody together with the chords. And the entire piece is in the key of C major. And to grab a C major chord, you place the third, second, and first fingers on the fifth, fourth, and second string. And we're going to strum only the 5 string and above in terms of pitch, or below if you want to think in terms of direction. That's a C major chord. Another chord that occurs quite often, it's this one. It's an F minor in the first inversion with an A flat in the bass, for those of you who are interested in the theory part of it. But let's grab this chord. We play an A flat with the fourth finger on the 6th string, the F natural note played with the third finger on the 4th string, 3rd fret, and then a partial bar chord with the first finger pressing 4 out of the 6 strings, but I'm only going to pluck the 2nd and the 3rd string. So in this chord I'm plucking 4 out of the 6 strings, and that is string number 6, 4, 3, and 2. So let's see how that sounds. Okay, so let's go back to C major. In order to shift to this next chord, I try to plant the 3rd finger first and then position fingers number 4 and 1. So using the 3rd finger as the first finger to move towards a new chord, using that as an anchor point, and then forming the chord around the support that the 3rd finger provides. Another chord that occurs is an E7 chord. So for this chord, I'm playing an E major chord, the 2nd, 3rd, and 1st finger pressing the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string on the 2nd frets for these 2 strings, and then the 3rd string is on the 1st fret. And to add the 7 means to add the 7th step in the E scale. So if you think of E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and in an E7 chord, the D is natural. So there is our D, played with the 4th finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. The next chord that occurs often as well is an A minor chord. It's just like E major, only we move this whole formation wholesale one level lower, A minor, and I'm plucking the 5th string, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, as well as the 4th string, although you may not need it during the song, but it's good to learn how to play the entire chord. A minor chord. Another chord that occurs is a G minor. Here I'm playing a bar chord, the full bar chord on the 3rd fret. I'm playing a D note with the 3rd finger on the 5th string, 5th fret, and a G note with the 4th finger on the 4th string, 5th fret. Another chord that occurs in the piece is a C7 chord, and it's easy to come to this chord from a G minor chord. I'm simply moving the 3rd finger a string lower and then placing the 4th finger on the 2nd string, 5th fret. And here I'm plucking only the 5th string and above in terms of pitch, or below in terms of distance or direction. And the final chord that I want to familiarize you with is an F major 7. This is just like an A minor chord. Now I'm grabbing this one slightly differently. With 3rd, 4th, and 2nd, it's exactly the same chord, but I'm changing the bass note. Instead of plucking or strumming the 5th string, A, I'm actually playing an F in the bass. F played with the 1st finger on the 6th string, 1st fret. And I'm laying that finger relatively flat to mute the 5th string. And you could also play this in a different way, but we'll get to that. So let's get started, okay? The first part of this piece begins with a melody, and we're gonna form the C major chord. And what I'm gonna do to actually play this melody is pluck 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string. And I'm plucking the 1st string twice. That's how the piece starts. You could use whatever fingers you want on the right hand, as long as you highlight that that is actually the melody. Okay, so E, 1st string, C played with the 1st finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, and G, which is the open 3rd string. Now, as I play that melody, the final note of the G, open 3rd string, I'm going to play together with an accompanying chord. And so I'm going to pluck the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string, and here I'm playing a full C major chord. So, for the right hand I'm using P, I, and M. And then I'm gonna follow with this accompaniment, 3rd note, all together. Okay, again, so. And now I'm playing the single open 3rd string as a way to highlight that the next melodic line begins. So G, open 3rd, and now is that F minor chord in the 1st inversion, and here I'm playing an A flat in the bass with the 4th finger on the 6th string, 4th fret, F natural with the 3rd finger on the 4th string, 3rd fret, and the melody note is played on the 3rd string, 1st fret, pressed with a partial bar chord here, 1st finger. And I'm plucking the 6th, 4th, and 3rd string. So from the open string, and then I'm going to add notes It is exactly the same chord. I'm just shifting from the third string where I'm playing the melody to the second string where the melody gets carried to. And then I'm adding a D note played with a second finger on the second string, third fret. Notice that on the right hand I'm plucking the fourth, third and second strings with IMA. So alright, let's take this first phrase again. And then moving on, the same. And notice how I form the C chord. I don't have to grab the whole chord because I have time. Open string E, C, and then C, E, and G. So this third chord, going back to C, is played in identical fashion to the one we played at first. So let's review this. That F note is the pickup to the melodic line moving forward. F played with the second finger on the first string, first fret. And here I'm playing B flat, open G, and F natural. B flat played with the first finger on the fifth string, first fret, open third string G, and F natural played with the second finger on the first string, first fret. Open E now, E, D, played with the fourth finger on the second string, third fret, and then chord. That's your E7 chord. And you could grab the whole chord or you could grab just part of it. In this arrangement I'm playing open E, 6th string, E played with the second finger on the fourth string, second fret, G sharp played with the first finger on the third string, and then D played with the fourth finger on the second string, third fret. P-I-M-A for the right hand. Okay, so let's pick it up from the F note. E, D, and then chord E7. And then moving on to an A minor chord, C, and you anticipate the melody, C single note, and then A minor. Here I'm playing A, E, A, C, which is plucked on the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd with P-I-M-A. And I like this pickup melody pattern because it allows us to have enough time to grab those chords. So single note, then chord, now single note, A minor chord. And now I'm going to shift from the first position to the third position to play an A minor chord a little bit higher, in a higher register. So C, and here I'm playing C, E, and A with the second, third, and fourth finger on the third, second, and first string. They're all crowded together in the same fret. And if you have thicker fingers, don't despair. Think of European or Italian houses, especially on the way they are built. They're not built wide, but they are utilizing the vertical space. So instead of putting the fingers right next to each other, try to shift the wrist a little bit towards the left hand side and think of these notes being stacked on top of each other rather than next to each other. Not this, but rather this. So I have C, E, A. To move on to the next part of the melody, I'm keeping the second and third finger planted, but I'm moving the first finger to the first string G on the 3rd fret. So, and then removing the first finger completely. And here I'm playing C, E, and then another E in unison, open first string. So, from the A minor chord, and then single C note to carry us with the melody. And that C note is played with the second finger on the 3rd string, 5th fret. And here I have a G minor chord. So C, and here I am playing this G minor chord with a full bar on the 3rd fret, plucking the 6th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string. Then F. This F natural is played with the 4th finger on the 2nd string, 6th fret. So G, F, F, E, C7 chord. So after playing the F on the 2nd string, I'm shifting, moving the 4th finger back 1 fret to play the E, and then a C7 chord. In this chord, I'm keeping the full bar chord, but I'm plucking only the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. And the notes are C on the 5th string, G played with the 3rd finger on the 4th string, 5th fret, B flat, also already pressed by the bar chord on the 3rd string, 3rd fret, and then E note played with a 4th finger on the 2nd string, 5th fret, C7 chord. So let's review from that high register A minor chord. C, so G, F, F, E, C7 chord, and then F major 7 chord. Now you could grab it like this. This is probably a better way to get used to grabbing it, but for this piece I'd like to grab it slightly differently. And I'm playing a full bar chord on the 1st fret with the 1st finger, and I'm plucking the 6th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. And the 2nd finger presses an E note, 3rd finger an A note on the 4th and 2nd, on the 4th and 3rd strings, 2nd fret. And the melody is played on the 2nd string, already pressed by this bar chord. So C note on the 2nd string, anticipating the melody, chord F major 7, G played with the 4th finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret. This F note is already pressed by the full bar chord on the 1st string. So, and then open E. And this is a time to rest up a little bit from that bar chord. Then C note played with the 2nd finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, and this beautiful chord is D, G sharp, C, and E. Open 4th string, G sharp played on the 3rd string with the 1st finger, 1st fret, C played with the 2nd finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, and open E note. Then D played with the 4th finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, C note, and then rather than going to a single D note, I'm going to form a G7 chord. And here I'm playing G with the 2nd finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret, F natural played with the 3rd finger on the 4th string, 3rd fret, open 3rd string G, and then melody, which is the D note played with the 4th finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. So let's review from the F major 7 chord. G, F, E, C. Okay, and that is the first part of this tutorial. Let me play it for you slowly so that you could have a little bit of context for how all these fragmented parts actually fit together. And I'll see you back for the second half of this tutorial.